What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the first in a series that I'm bringing to the channel called Lightroom Sessions, where it's just going to show me on Lightroom adding all the presets and obviously making a few tweaks to the pictures. And it is aimed for beginners, as I am a beginner myself, so I understand Lightroom can be quite overwhelming for obviously beginners. You know, they install it, you have a look at it, and there's a lot of things going on. So I'm just going to show you some basic edits that only I kind of know. Things like cropping, straightening images, adding the presets that I've made. And yeah, you know, hopefully it'll help you. Anything that I do, I'll try and explain along the way, you know, what I'm doing. So it's like a bit of like a guide for those who are new to Lightroom so they can get started in making their pictures look that little bit special. Anyway, we're going to jump over to Lightroom now. So all these pictures, I've kind of gone through them earlier, deleted the ones that I kind of definitely didn't want to obviously use. There may be some more that I don't want to use, but I 100% knew I didn't want to use them, or they were duplicates. But yeah, I took them all with my mate George here on the right, went over to Liverpool, got some brilliant shots later on in the day. You can see it's quite light. We've arrived, but we do stay quite late, and we got some great long exposure photos that I can't wait to show you. All these will be in a POV that are coming onto the channel. But not all the pictures will make it into the POV, just because some of the GoPro footage did mess up. I'm thinking it was like time lapses and things like that going on. I am new to GoPro, but yeah. On arrival, this guy on the left was with his family and 2 kids trying to take a photo. I'll try and include that in the POV. It's quite funny. You can see them. You can see the mum dragging the kid to get in the photo. George kindly offered his services. He got asking what we do. We told him, obviously, you know, we've got Instagram, YouTube, and things like that. All George's links will be in the description as well. But yeah, we won't spend too much time on this. What we'll do is we'll just go for a straight crop. So obviously in the develop page, the little crop symbol here brings up these 2 bars. I like to click auto here, just as long as it doesn't look crazy. Obviously, you know, sometimes you can click auto and it goes off the wrong line and straightens the picture the wrong way. But as you can see, just pressing auto has straightened it up nicely for me. And then on aspect, if we go to original, you can actually pick an aspect here. I had a little fiddle with this before. You know, you can, if you wanted to, you could pick this one, have it boxed. You know, you could go 1-on-1, make it even more boxed. But what I wanted to do with this one is, we go back to original just so we've got it. Just click custom, and then I just want to slide that in there. So we've got this tree in the background. You'll see why in a minute when we try and find a preset. We're going to bring the green out. No need to get his legs in, really. So yeah, we've got this sign as well, just as little focal points, even though it's obviously all blurred out because I was shot at 1.8 aperture. I'm happy with that. Click done in the bottom right corner, and now we're going to go through a few presets. So I was looking at these before. This is my trekking preset. So this is like, so if I was hiking, walking, mountain climbing, anything like that, these are just my personal favourites, just to take a bit of emphasis out of maybe some harsh light and things like that. And I was also looking, if you see this here, some of the images, some of the presets, for instance, of this locomotive one, it really does pop the blacks and the green in the background, but you can see that silhouette around the sign. It's got like a green haze around it, which I didn't really like, so I wanted to maybe use one of my trekking presets. So that's a nice one. The tree doesn't really stand out at all, but I do like the colours I'm getting, obviously all the black in the clothing, the colours and the warmth in the face, things like that. That one as well, they're quite nice. Oh yeah, I think I like emerald. So what we'll do is we'll stick it on for now. Just have a quick look. OG presets, these are the ones that I use for majority of things, but more summery colours. So you see what I mean by the silhouette around the sign? It's like a green in that picture. No, do you know what? Unfortunately, the tree's going to have to be a sacrifice here. We're going to go with the diamond preset under the trekking presets. Obviously, it's took away the harsh light of this sign, because obviously that wasn't in focus. That was obviously like a, you know, a light up sign. It's just giving us a bit of giving myself anyway. I don't really like the haze it's having around it, but that one dulls out the background, brings out obviously the 2 people in the photo, so I'm happy with that. So we'll move on to the next picture. This one was not long after we spoke to the gentleman. It was the Cotton Exchange in the finance district in Liverpool. I think I've got 2 photos from different angles here. So look, I've got that one, but then I've got this one that's a bit more low down, and with obviously the reflection in the pavement there. So we'll go with this one. I actually don't think it needs cropping, but we'll have a quick look if I do an auto crop. Yeah, a few mil. The original one. Do we want to take any of the height out of it? Let's just take a little bit of the height out of this. We bring the cobble in there. Let's just click done with that one. Yeah, it's a little bit better, I suppose. And do you know what? The fact that it hasn't even got a preset on it, it looks really nice. I do like some of the tones. Maybe we can lighten up some of these blacks. If you look on the wall here, the orange off the lights is here, is reflecting here. You can see them reflected in the puddle. Let's have a look at the OG ones quickly. I don't think they're going to be the right tones for it. That's not a bad tone, but I do want to see where it says Cotton Exchange here. I do want that highlighted. I don't want that to be, you know, blacked out, so to speak. I want to be able to read that. That one's not too bad. The teeth one, it brings out the red bin at the end as well. Takes a bit of the harsh light out of the sky as well. Quite like that one. Let me just check a few other ones. Yeah, it takes out the white in the sky as well. Let me just see if I can just take some of the white out even more on the right hand side. If I took them out all together, it might be a little bit too dull, but obviously you can see if you look at the street, the white reflection there is it's a nice little touch. Obviously that's too bright, so we just take it down. It was on 32 a minute ago, wasn't it? Yeah, we don't want to go in too dull because then it looks obviously like it's a bit too murky. So maybe if we keep that around, yeah, do you know what, the 31 will be fine. The 32 is perfect. Obviously perfect light bouncing off obviously the street. We've got the lights on the obviously the, you know, reflecting off the walls, and we can just see the Cotton Exchange. So I'm happy with that one. I'll probably just delete that one altogether and use that one. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Right, moving on. Obviously it's Christmas time, isn't it? So I've got a nice shot of this here. Obviously this man meeting obviously his wife. So yeah, I'm going to take a look at a few of the presets in a second. Let me just get it nice and straight. I'm going to click done straight away. Maybe going to take out some of this this foreground here actually. So original custom. See what that looks like. Yeah, do you know what, that's nice. Let's have a look at a few of these. Do you know what, although that does make obviously the two characters, the bottom, quite, you know, blacked out, I do like the gold it's bringing. If you look at the reflection of the gold here, it's really nice. Let me see if I can find something where those golds are popping like that, but maybe not so black. Ooh. Ooh. I think I like that. The only issue is there's quite a bit of blue in the background with that one, but I do like the way the colours of the lights aren't so blurry. I can actually make out each individual light. Oh yeah, that might... No, it's taking too much of the light out of it, actually, isn't it? It does need a bit of a glow, because obviously what it is. So that might be the one. I mean, in fact, let's keep that one on. Take some of the shadows out of this. Sorry, increase. Don't increase it too much. Do you know, I actually quite like this. I really do. You've got the light on the pavement. The building, you know, it's there, but it's not obviously, you know, a main feature. This is the main feature. The people meeting under it is a bonus, and then the light reflection here is awesome. I think I'm happy with that one. So obviously the OG presets are just the ones that I kind of use quite a lot. The cloud one, for instance, is like if you're obviously wanting to bring out a bit of colour in the sun, you know, for like a dull picture, you want to make it look like, you know, it's quite summery. This makes everything nice and blue. It's a lovely toned preset. I use that for quite a lot. As you can see, you know, it looks dull. Now it looks like I'm taking a picture in, you know, sunset, so to speak, but I'll be honest, I don't think I'm going to include this one in the video. Well, do you know what? That's quite nice. Bringing focus into the building, and the actual windows are a little bit more clear. We'll keep, do you know what? We'll keep that. Let me just straighten it up. If it needs straightening up. See, this is what I mean. It's going off a completely different line, probably to do with this bridge. That's not how we want it, to be honest with you. So we'll take that out. Put that preset back on. Preset. We're just going to leave it like that. We may include it, we may not. Anyway, moving on. Right, the PlayStation builder wasn't really a great photo. It was just more because obviously the PlayStation headquarters is in Liverpool, so just got a quick picture. Maybe just blacking it out, maybe on like the Meteor preset. To be honest, this one probably won't make the video as there's not much going on. I just took it for taking it, for the sake of it. I suppose this is a nice picture, as the idea was to obviously get the building as the focal point through this, obviously this statue or whatever it is. Again, I'm not too sure if I'm going to include this. Maybe if we can find some type of blacked out one, black tones one. So I quite like that Meteor one. Just need to maybe bring some of the colour out in the building and the sky. Let's see if we can get rid of those whites. Bring a bit more colour into the foreground. Getting a bit of colour there, actually, if we just see it there. The orange on the roof. Bring a bit of the saturation up. Vibrant. Oh, there you go. There's a bit of vibrance in the orange in the building. Not really that. Do you know what? That's not too bad. It's a nice picture. It's focusing on the building. It's a nice, minimalistic black picture. Again, I'm not too sure if I'm going to include this in the final. In the POV, but nevertheless, it's a nice little edit. Right, moving on to this bridge. I'm going to just take a bit of the floor away. Not much, but just enough. Yeah, we'll just stick with the cloud preset with that one. Next, moving on, maybe get some type of view. Yeah, you can see here, obviously the vehicle presets that I've got are simply just for that, to bring out the colours in the vehicles, any light bouncing off them. These seem to be the ones to do the trick. The Hardy one's not too bad. I'll just put that on for obviously colour purposes, just so we can compare. That one's nice, the submarine one. I do like that. See with this one, there's quite a lot of purple haze going on. It's obviously blown out quite a lot. You can see up here, the shadow clipping. It's clipping. Maybe if we just make it a bit more minimalistic, to be honest. That one's quite cool. That one's even better because it's got obviously the colours of the boat involved. I'm happy with that. I'm going to keep that as it is. Obviously, there's no glare on any of the white. In fact, you know what? Let's just take the white out of it a bit. Quite like it right to the. Do you know what? I like it. I like that -100. I do like that. Let's just see if we can add a bit of. That'll do. Perfect. So stick with Ruby, and also don't be scared to use the same presets for quite a lot of your images. So for instance, you can see that I've clicked Ruby again here. You can see it's exactly the same as this. But at the same time, a lot of photographers have their own certain style, and their portfolios look quite a lot similar. So don't be afraid to use the same preset. You don't have to pick a different preset for every picture. You know what I mean? Sometimes some presets just work, and in this case, obviously this Ruby preset just seems to keep the blues and the reds in the boat. It doesn't give me any issues with the light in here. We'll drop the white out of it again. As you can see, it just takes that little bit of an edge off it. We'll keep that there. In fact, keep that there. Make it bring the blacks down a little tiny bit as well. So you can see I'm kind of happy with that. You can make out the boat. You can make out obviously the the terminal over the other side as well. It's bringing lights out of the buildings. There's still enough in that for me. So yeah, don't be afraid to use the same presets again. We might as well just see what it's like with this one. Look, again, it's okay if we use the auto straighten because the boat's a bit wonky. Click done. You know, perfect. Let's take the whites out again. You know, we can keep a bit of white in it this time because the sky's not there completely, so we'll be able to keep some of the white in the boat. There we go. Do you know what? We'll keep. Do you know what, with this one, we'll take some highlights out. We'll have them black clouds, so it looks like it's quite like stormy weather. Maybe drop them blacks a bit too much there, haven't I? So can't make out the clarity on the boat. So we'll keep that there. So as I say, those 3 pictures have all got the same presets on them. I've brought the shadows down and things like that in them, and obviously the black to white balance, the highlights, things like that. Don't be afraid to use the same presets so if you go out on a summer's day, for instance, don't be afraid to use the same couple of presets on all your pictures, because then that'll be significant to that shoot. So yeah, the beetle statue, these were pretty cool. We just do a custom one because obviously we want to bring the symmetry in from obviously the left and right side. Maybe get some type of autumn feel with this one. You know, I quite like the Tifa preset that I used before. Keep some of the colours in the buildings and things. Obviously gives these a washed out look as well. Feel like it makes their, obviously, you know, them stand out. Maybe take some of that white out of the background again though. Maybe not too much. Maybe is it shadow? Maybe if we bring the whites down, pop the shadows up a little bit, bring the saturation up a little bit to bring some colour out of the buildings. You know what? I'm happy with that. I do have another one of the Fab 4 T4. What's it look like with this? Again, look, it makes the background look really good. The buildings go from obviously washed out and white and bring them down to a nice dull brown. I actually quite like that, to be honest with you, as it is, so I'm going to save that, keep that one like that. Right, next we're Albert Dock, just outside the Tate Museum. Obviously the focal point, it was kind of like obviously this, with of course obviously the Albert Dock, so we don't really want to mess too much with the aspect ratio, but we will just customize it. We will just take a slight bit out of the floor. Right, so that's perfect. That's what I want to work with. Let's have a look at some of the presets now. Oh, that one, submarine one's quite nice. It does take the red out of the pillars a bit too much though. So we'll put the submarine one on for now. Actually quite like this one. Maybe bring some of the white, bring some shadow. No, we don't do that too much, do we? Give it more shadows. We take the whites out. The whites out completely. Do you know what? That's actually quite nice. I'm going to keep that one. That one to make the video. I actually didn't think when I took this picture it was actually that good, but I do like that. I like the framing. I like obviously the way the pillars obviously stand out because they're quite red. In fact, you know what? Can we maybe add a bit of the red in? Ooh, look at that now. So we'd look at the original and then we just add a bit of red. I like it. I like that. Don't want to overdo it. That's perfect. That will be getting used. On to the next one. So, the Gusto restaurants. Have I got any more of the Gusto one? No, I haven't. So, I actually swapped lenses. I was using the Nifty 50 for this. And then Georgia Mate had a, was it a 70mm to something? It was an old manual push-pull lens anyway. So we got a nice picture of the Gusto restaurant. Straighten that out. Does it look any better? Yeah, do you know what? I suppose that does. Quite like obviously this. These are the lights obviously from them pillars. We've just got the pillar here on the right, so I kind of like that effect. I may keep it all like this, to be honest with you, because obviously the lights at the very top. If I just crop that off, it'd look like I have to bring it down here. If I crop this off, I have to bring it here, and it might just have a weird line here. At least you can kind of see there's some type of festive lights going on. Oh, look at that. The trusty cloud preset, bringing out the yellows, bringing out the lights, bringing out the blue, the reflection of the boat, bringing out the sign, bringing out the warm feel from inside the restaurant. It is my go-to preset. It's not too oversaturated with the blue either, because there are obviously a lot more colours going on. Sephiroth's not too bad. But now the cloud one brings all that warmth out of the water. Well, I say warmth out of the water, it would be bloody freezing, but you know what I mean. It brings the warmth out of every aspect of that picture. So we're going to stick with this one, maybe have a little play with the reds again, because I did like the way, yeah, so look, I like the way I could add a bit of red. In fact, let me just reset that. Just a little touch. That's all it needs. Just a little touch. Maybe yellows as well. Bring, so that the sign, the gusto sign, if we make it a bit more orangey. And reset that. Actually, like that. Yep, that's going to make the POV. Right, now the Panam restaurant, I've took a few pictures of this before now. So I do have a few. That one, as you can tell, you know, more cropped in. Less going on, obviously, with the boat and the mast. But at the same time, you know, it is nice to know that it's in a harbour. So, you know, the restaurant themselves would probably prefer one or the other. So I will do a quick edit on both of these. As you've got a nice frame in here with obviously the pillar. We've got obviously the, you know, the bollards blared out and a few boats and the rest. So we know the focus point is the restaurant, so maybe if we can bring some of that colour out. Yeah, look at that. The cloud again, it's bringing out all the colour, all obviously the tide marks on the wall, all the blues in the water. I actually just like that the way it is. Let me just see if it looks any better. If I do the auto straighten. Yeah, do you know what? It looks a little bit better. We'll go on to this one as well. Let's see if the old trusty cloud. Oh, look at that! Look at the warmth in the colour, in the lights and things. That is perfect. I don't even have to play with that. Let me just see if it looks better, a little bit straighter. Done. Actually, quite. This line here. I don't know if I like it the other way round. I think I like it that way. I think I like it perfect, like that. Right, what's cooking? Similar, obviously, to, you know, the two restaurants that we've done previously with the festive lights on the side. Let's go in for the trusty cloud. You know, it does bring out some amazing colours. Look at the reds, the oranges, even the white. What's cooking sign, as you can see, it's quite blurry on the original. The cloud one just absolutely makes everything pop inside the restaurant as well. I say that warm feel. As I said earlier, there's no harm in using the same presets for a certain selection of pictures. It gives that particular, you know, shoot its very own authenticity. So we're probably going to just stick with that. Again, let's just see if it needs straightening anything. Very minimal. We'll apply it. I like it. Do we need to crop anything out of it? No, it's got the rustic window above it, so you know you're down by the elbow. It's got the blade out. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with all those presets, to be honest with you. I really am. Right, moving on. Miller and Carter. I've got a feeling with all this orange going on that it's going to look nice. Oh, look at that. Just look at that preset. I am going to make these presets available, by the way, to purchase when the channel gets a bit bigger. And obviously I feel like branching out and building a website. And yeah, just look at it. It's just perfect. The shadows, the reflections, obviously on the glass. You know, we've got the light here shining up. There's no over, you know, glare. There's no over saturation. It just seems to be a perfect picture. Premiere in the town. Yeah, look, see, this is where it's a bit too much. So obviously that just makes it all blue. Looks like the sun's just going down, blue hour. Nothing wrong with that usually, but sometimes it's just a bit too much in that photo. I like that one. Maybe we just take some of the shadows out of it though. Bit of shadow. Bring some of the whites back in. I quite like that. I don't think anything's going to need straightening with this either. Okay, tell a lie. Just a little bit. I actually quite like that one as it is. Moving on to the next one. So it's getting a bit duller now. I've took pictures of this bar in particular in a previous shoot that obviously I didn't make a POV on. I may use the original picture in the video. It was really good, a really good shot. It's a perfect balance, but it was a bit darker, so obviously there's a lot of harsh light going on here. So if you do want to see the better, in my opinion, final photo of this, then do check the POV out. You know, there are some nice ones. It's just too much sky going on, to be honest with you. Like I suppose that one's not too bad. I don't really want to spend too much time on this because I know I've got a perfect picture. It's going to make the video, but that's quite nice, I suppose. Yeah, we're not going to muck around with these. As I say, there's some great neon. In fact, what it's missing, there's a neon light here further back, and the picture it took was perfect, so that one will make the video. Now the cathedral. So it's lined up quite nicely already, to be honest with you. Let's just see if it gives me any auto correction. No, none whatsoever. Not really, anyway. You see. No, absolutely none. Maybe we can get a bit more warmth into this one, so maybe the Sephiroth. Ooh, that's quite nice. If you look at the actual building itself, it's bringing out quite a lot of the detail in the brick. Let's just see the cloud one. Yeah, that's a bit too oversaturated with the blue. Oh, I like that. We're going to keep that. And to be honest, obviously we can't crop it at the top. At the bottom, I do feel like we need to keep, obviously, the subjects, the people in it. I'm going to keep that like that. Now, this is where, obviously, it starts to get a lot darker. I've got some nice pictures here of Chinatown. This one's my favourite. In fact, you know what? We'll do that one first. Let's see if it needs straightening up. It doesn't look like it needs it. Very minimal. The lamppost has gone a bit crooked there. Actually, I prefer it like that. We're going to keep it like that. Now, the preset that we're going to use has got to keep all those purples involved, but not too harsh. I actually don't think it's going to need much editing, this one. Oh, look at that. Look at that murky. The only issue we've got with that one, if I put it on, look at the light here. It's a lot of, because obviously that's where the light is. It's blowing it out. I absolutely love that one, apart from that light. Right, so let's try adding a new brush mask layer to get this box up, by the way. So you can see there's obviously 5 already done with this preset that we've obviously installed. This masking shift, when you click that, this box pops up. Click new. So obviously we've got the new one here. We've picked brush. I'm going to click. We zoom right in on this area. This is the area that we want to obviously brush. Now anything we change here is going to happen here. Maybe bring that down. That brings a bit of it as well. That's not too bad. I think we'll settle for that. I really like this preset. Hopefully people won't notice this too much. You'll only know if you're watching this Lightroom session, but in the POV, people will hopefully be too amazed by the colours that we've got going on there. So obviously this one's the same. We're just going to keep that one. We're going to keep everything about that the same. But yeah, I think this one's the winner. Bring some of the shadows out. Bring some... blacks out maybe. Do you know, that's quite a moody picture. Quite like that. Let's maybe just crop some of this. Maybe we just go for a boxed. Yeah, this one seems to be a bit better. See what that looks like. Nice. I quite like that. We'll keep that one like that. And I think this is the final one. It's just bringing those colours out with that cloud preset. I really do like that, if you didn't notice already. quite like that. That's, and you know what, I like the full frame aspect of that. We'll keep that one. Now, so this is my first long exposure picture that I got on top of a car park. As you can see, we've got this one. It's not that this isn't the best one. I've got a brilliant long exposure picture coming up soon. Just straighten that up a little tiny bit, and then maybe just throw nice and simple. Black tone maybe, just to bring out that red. That one's not too bad, the airbrush, so we're not going to spend too much time on that one either, to be honest with you. Don't think we're going to get anything decent with this. It was just a quick snap. You know what, that's it. I'm not probably not going to use that one in the video either. Right, so this is one from the markets, so obviously it got quite dark at this point, so the PC's just crashed, but this is the final result that came out with this picture. Actually, it doesn't even tell me what preset that he used, but obviously I just got this background a bit more in focus. Obviously the colours, the greens in the holly and stuff around the edge, set it off nicely. I put a preset, the Night of the Round preset on this one, Meteor on this one, just for playing around purposes, to be honest with you. This one I really liked. Again, for some reason it's not showing me what preset's been used on it, but obviously the focus was the bar in the background, but keeping the colour and obviously the food thing, so I'm pretty happy with that. This one though I quite like. Obviously the focus is obviously the snow slide, and obviously the whites coming down on the slide, so you're focused on solely that. The Airbuster preset on the black tones is quite nice. You can see the red carpet, obviously the phone box, the post box. The lights on this have been kind of dulled, so you know, there's no emphasis on this. Maybe you can just have a little play around with the reds, get a bit more red in there. Just reset that. Maybe bring the saturation. Where is it? A bit more red in the saturation, maybe. Look at the carpet there to give me a little bit more. The overall saturation and heighten there. I actually quite like that. You can tell what it's kind of focusing on. Maybe take some of them whites out in the background though. It's a moody picture, isn't it? I think that's the right thing, right explanation. And then obviously on the completely different aspect. But yeah, you know, it's a pretty good picture overall as it is. I just want to add a little bit. In fact, you know what? Maybe if we just take the yellows out of it a little bit. And take blue, maybe. Just that emphasis out of it, and then make the reds pop a little bit. I'm just happy with that, I'll be honest. Let's just keep it like that, keep it nice and simple. Now, yeah, we'll go with the one where it's just guy on his own. We will crop this a little tiny bit. In fact, you know what we'll do? We'll keep the cobbles in it. So we want to keep... Ooh. That's actually quite nice. Do we lose too much colour there though? I think I may just lose a bit too much colour for my liking. That one's not too bad. The Proud Clod. I like that. The Proud Clod one. I really do. We'll just keep that as it is. Now, the Radio City Tower. Can we get... Oh. It's a bit too much saturation out of the colour there, to be honest with you. Sorry, not enough saturation, because there is greens and reds in this, you see, so we do want to keep those. Can we implement, say that, add the green back in, add the red, there's blue as well underneath. maybe take a bit. Keep that dark. I like it. We'll keep that like that. Nice and rustic. I really do like that. Now, this tunnel shot, definitely want to do a 1:1 ratio here. Just keep in all that. Perfect. Right. Definitely want to go with a minimalistic black and white one with this. Oh, look at that. The meteor one strikes again. I do love the meteor one. I'm happy. I'm happy. It's an instant like for me. Same tunnel, just with a bit more light on it. We still go for the 1:1 ratio though. We'll take the sky out, so take a bit of the pavement out of it. Perfect. Let's just see what the meteor one looks like. Oh, look at that. Looks so nice. That actually looks really nice. Definitely go with the moodier tones for them ones. Now, the next couple are me long exposure ones. So the idea was, this is the Mersey Tunnel, going obviously over to the Wirral. You've got a roundabout here. You've got cars coming around the roundabout going in. You've got cars from here going around the roundabout going up there. And I've got a couple of them. So that's another one. Obviously, you can tell it was a bus. It's a high up vehicle. And then one just further down past the tunnel where obviously cars can come out of both sections. So we're going to little play around with this. Hopefully try and keep the reds things in it. Look at that. I must admit I do like this meteor presets, keeping all the light on the cobbles. It's making the actual, you know, the lights pop as well. Don't be shy to use the same presets if you're going with the same theme. So one post may be all these together. Yeah, so don't be afraid to use the same presets over and over again. Look at that. And look, I actually like the glare of the street lights in this one. I think they complement the long exposure. Come on, let's try and keep a bit of colour. Oh, what was that then? Quite like that. Oh, I like that one loads. Nibelheim. Oh, actually I like that loads. Let me make sure none of the OG ones pop. Oh, I've got to go with the cloud. Can I just say, I think the cloud preset has got to be my most viable preset for anything. We've tried it in the, you know, I've tried it in pictures in the summer. It's perfect. The dark, perfect. Long exposure, as you can see here, absolutely perfect. We will straighten this one up though, because you can see the lamppost in here. It's a bit of an eyesore, to be honest with you. Get rid of that. Oof, look at that. In fact, let me make sure all these are... I don't need to straighten that one up. I like that one. I like that one as well. I like them, but yeah, look at this. I'm absolutely loving everything about that long exposure. This was my favourite of the night, I must admit. Right, where are we up to? We are up to the vendor machine. So this vendor machine is... So when I tell people I take pictures of a vendor machine, they were like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then the finished results... It is very interesting. We'll crop that there. I know I've got an amazing picture of this, again, saved from a previous shoot. Probably a bit better than this colour-wise. So in the POV, I may use a different one. But when I told people I took a picture of a vendor machine, like, oh, that sounds interesting. Not. And then when I actually sent them the picture, they were like, oh wow, that's brilliant. So check out the POV for the really good version of this, but we will have a little play around nevertheless. There you go. Look, the cloud preset just makes the yellow in the vendor machine pop. It brings out the actual products, makes them stand out. Lovely blue tones in the lights bouncing off the reflection off the side of the cinemas. I think I'm happy with that already. I think that's going to stay like that. Do I want to mess around with these? Do you know what? We'll just throw that on it. We'll make it a bit shorter here. Maybe bring that down a little tiny bit. Do you know what? That's it. We'll tag the Hilton in that. I'm sure they'll love that. I'm sure they'll reply not. But we'll do the same for this as well. Bring that into there. Bring that into there. Done. And the cloud preset, was it? Yeah, we'll just keep them like that. Right. Not much needs doing to this one, I must admit. Ooh, that's nice. Just takes the edge off the white. I actually quite like that one. Oh no, I like the Naki one a little bit better. Brings out the pops the colours out a little bit more. I'm happy with that, and you know what? It's quite symmetric. It's got the same gaps really. Let me just see if it looks any better straight. Perfectly straight. Could not straighten this image, even if we tried. Do you know what? We'll keep that one. I'm happy with that. The Clubhouse Liverpool one. Again, I think the quality's gone a bit. The ISO is a bit too high for this, but let's see if we can try and save it with a particular preset. Let's just straighten it up a little bit and then try and find a nice preset that maybe it's... Ooh. So, yeah, it's changing the colours. But it's still keeping the red, it's still keeping the yellow. The greens are obviously a lot more dull red, but it's hiding a lot of that graininess, obviously with the high ISO. It's hiding it okay. Let's just keep that one up for now. See, look, obviously the difference in them. The snowboard one's blown out. The submarine one's quite cloud. What are you doing to me? Look at the sign. The Clubhouse sign is even less blurred. The reds pop, the yellows stay. It's a warmly feel. How can I not choose the tried and trusted cloud preset? It's absolutely perfect in my opinion. Right, terrace. Don't think there's much wrong with this either, to be honest with you. We can just maybe make it a bit tighter. Terrace. I mean, it's just perfect. This one was just a standard one. Again, it's not my favourite, I'm not gonna lie, but we will just box it up a little tiny bit just so it does look okay, I suppose. It doesn't look too bad, I suppose. The reflections in the water are pretty cool. Do we really want to lose all... Oh, look at that again. Cloud picture. The cloud preset. Oh, the cat seat one's not too bad, to be honest. The lighting in the dock's a bit better on the water, the reflection, than there's the cloud one, but the lights are blown out in this area. I'm going to go for this diamond one. You can see the bank arena, the lights are obviously, and then a nice blur, if I'm being honest with you. This is obviously bokeh out, and then the Ferris wheel. And the reason I'm going to choose that and lose the colour is because the last two that we've got are long exposures of the wheel. So we'll keep the colour in this one for obvious reasons. Let's just bring that down a little bit, keep the boat. See what that's like. Yeah, perfect. This isn't going to need much tweaking. It's got all the light obviously in the in this itself, but look at the light in the water, the reflection. I love this. As soon as I took it, I was so excited to get home and have a little play with it. Oh, look at that. That's it. That's the one. The colour of the buildings, the reflection in the pool, the lighting. There's so much festivity going on around that picture. I cannot touch that. I'm so happy with that one. And finally, the last one in the video. Let's still just bring that down a bit as well. that down a bit. Oh, I said the last one. Yeah, yeah, it is the last one. Sorry, yeah, that one, and this one. So there's actually, it looks like it's got a preset on this already, but it hasn't. Oh. Look at that one. The high wind one's a nice one as well, isn't it? Do you know what? I think that is a Lightroom session complete. The first and one of many of the series. It's a long-winded video, but hopefully you have enjoyed it. But yeah, you know, hopefully this is the first of many videos. The more I do them, the more confident I become, the more information I'll give, the more things I'll learn. So hopefully you know now how to obviously, you know, edit the photos. Simple, buy yourself a few presets, you know, Google the best presets. As I say, if you want my presets, I may be able to do some type of deal with you while I haven't got a website. You just have to contact me through social media for that maybe. But yeah, you know, hopefully I've gave you some basic editing information that you can now crack on and editing your photos with. If you have stayed to the end, then obviously you'd have watched this for the full the video. Firstly, thank you, and secondly, don't forget to hit the like button for me, because obviously you found it you know, the information viable for you, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. And yeah, that's the video.